Today I'm going to show you how to make easy stuffed peppers in the Instant Pot. Again, everybody, I wanted to show you how to make stuffed peppers in the Instant Pot. I made these a while back for the first time and they turned out really good. So I figured I'd share how to do it. It's very easy and simple. What I'm gonna start out by doing, I'm gonna start out by making my rice in the Instant Pot before I make the peppers in the Instant Pot. The recipes that I'm using to make my rice in the Instant Pot and the stuffed peppers will be linked down in the description below. Make sure you check those out because it'll have a list of all the measurements and ingredients that you'll need and all the instructions, which are really simple. So let's get started making our rice. I'm just using a brown organic basmati rice. I don't even know if I said that right. Excuse me if I didn't say it right. The recipe calls for water, but I'm actually going to use beef broth just to give the rice a little bit of flavor since we are using hamburger in the stuffed peppers. I'm going to do 1 cup of rice to 1 1/4 cup of water, or in my case beef broth. We're going to add a tablespoon of butter. Ooh, before I do this, because I have made rice in here before and it's stuck, we're going to spray the bottom with a non-stick spray. I just use coconut oil spray. Those 3 ingredients in here, very simple. Once you get your ingredients in here, we're gonna close the Instant Pot up. We're gonna cook this for 22 minutes. I'm gonna put my lid on. We're gonna move this to sealing. You always want that to sealing. We're gonna cook the rice for 22 minutes on manual mode. So I'm gonna hit manual. High pressure already comes up and we're gonna put this on 22 minutes. And we'll let that go. It'll start. Once it comes to pressure, it'll cook for 22 minutes. Once that's done, we'll do a quick release and our rice will be done. While our rice is cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and get our peppers ready to go. I've already washed them and cleaned them. Now we just wanna cut the tops off and we're gonna clean all the insides out of the peppers. You want to get all the membrane parts out of there and all of the seeds. These are pretty easy to come out here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to throw away this whole top. This part here is still good, so we're going to use that to mix in with our stuffing for the pepper. So I'm just going to cut around that top stem because we're going to dice this good part up and use that. The recipe calls for 4 peppers. I found 4 really good sized peppers because with the stuffing that I make, it makes a lot. And the last time I made it, I actually even had leftover stuffing that I ended up cooking as extra. We've got our 4 peppers cleaned out, as you can see here. Now I'm just going to cut up my bell peppers here that I've got extra. Let's get this all diced up. And they're gonna get put in with our stuffing for our peppers. We've got our pepper tops all chopped. Now all we'll do is we'll wait for our rice to finish and then we'll get our stuffing mixed up and get these peppers cooking in the Instant Pot. All right, so our rice has just finished and I'm gonna do a quick release. So I'm gonna put this towel over the venting valve just so it doesn't spew all over the place. So our quick release is done. Our little valve has gone down, so it's safe to open our Instant Pot. You can see our rice is nice and done in there. Now, what I'm gonna do is mix everything together, and then we are gonna stuff the peppers. So instead of dirtying another bowl, I'm just gonna mix everything in here in the Instant Pot, and then we'll stuff the peppers. Let's get our stuffing, our pepper stuffing mixed up. This recipe calls for 1 diced Roma tomato, and instead of doing that, I just picked up a can of diced tomatoes that I'm gonna use in its place. And I have drained those. Now we've got all of our ingredients except for our tomato sauce and our cheese, which we're going to be using those here in a minute. We're just gonna get this all mixed up. I have these silicone mitts. I think I found them at like Target or something for $1 each to kind of hold that Instant Pot insert because it will be hot from just cooking the rice. We're just gonna get in here and mix this all up together so it's nice and mixed up. You could use your hands to mix this up kind of like a meatloaf. There's another version of this I've seen. It's I think it's called like taco peppers or stuffed peppers, which I think you probably use like a taco seasoning. We might have to try that next time for the peppers. All right, that looks pretty good and mixed up. So now that we've got that all mixed up, it's time to stuff our peppers. And that's really easy. You're just gonna take your peppers, and that's why I like to kind of get big peppers so they can get some nice stuffing down in there. So we're just gonna spoon our stuffing in. And what I'm gonna do is pack it in there, kind of just to where it's right at the top, and I will come back and put more just to, depending on how much stuffing I have left after filling the rest of the peppers. So keep in mind, if you're making this, like I said, you need to get some good sized peppers because it makes a lot of stuffing. And 4 I found works perfectly inside the Instant Pot too. But I guess if you were gonna make this, say, in an oven, you know, you could definitely make more than 4. All right, so those are stuffed. Now you see how I'm kind of topping these last 2 off? I'm kind of rounding those up. I wanna get all this stuffing in the peppers. See how that's rounded up? Now I'm gonna go ahead and I should have enough to get it all in the pepper so I don't have any extra left. At least that's my goal. Otherwise, we'll have to cook the extra stuffing, which there's nothing wrong with that. You can, if you have extra stuffing, you can put it in a baking dish and just bake it in the oven for like 20-30 minutes till it's cooked through. You could probably even cook it in the Instant Pot as well. It wouldn't take nearly as long as the oven.
Is that one mine?
Maybe. We gotta get the rest of this out. And what I'm gonna do, there's just a little bit left in here. So I'm just gonna kind of scrape it, and I'm gonna set it on this plate, put the rest of it in the peppers once I get my peppers in here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a paper towel and just wipe all of this. I'm not gonna wash it because the stuff that's in here, it's going to get cooked when I'm cooking the pepper. So there's not gonna be anything raw left in here. It's not gonna affect the peppers in any way. So I just wanted to wipe it out just so it's not so much gunk in there. What we're gonna do before I put my trivet and peppers in, you're gonna take and put 2/3 of your tomato sauce in the bottom of the pan, or in your Instant Pot insert. And then you're going to take 1.5 cups of water and put that down in there as well. Get that mixed up a little bit. And that's gonna help cook your peppers, bring the Instant Pot to pressure so that they cook and steam. Now we're gonna place our trivet right down in the Instant Pot, like so. And all we're gonna do is take our peppers and sit them right on the trivet. You kind of gotta be careful so they don't tip over as you're doing that. Or as I like to say, tump over.
Yeah, she likes that word.
These 4 fit perfectly. Look at that, perfect fit. Now let me just take this little bit of stuffing I have left and kind of put that on top here. All right, oh my gosh, these are gonna be so good. Now what we're gonna do with the remaining tomato sauce, we are gonna pour that over the top of the peppers. Or spoon it on as I'm doing. You could pour it too, either way. We're ready to cook them. We're gonna get our lid back on. Remember to put it back to sealing. And we're gonna cook these on manual mode again for 15 minutes on high. That's all they need is 15 minutes, high pressure. It's gonna come to pressure, it's gonna cook them for 15 minutes. Then we're gonna let it do a natural pressure release. And what that means is I'm not gonna do a quick release like I did on the rice where I released the steam quickly. We're gonna let it release naturally. So that could take, I would say maybe 10, 15 to 20 minutes. That just is letting the pressure go down naturally in the Instant Pot. And once that's done, we'll top these with cheese and they should be ready to go. All right, so our peppers are cooked. It cooked the 15 minutes and I let it natural release. It took about 24 minutes to do that. So let's open it up. First, we want to go ahead and put this to venting to make sure that there is no more steam there. Let's see what we got. We need to add our cheese. Oh, look at that.
Oh my
Those
gosh.
are looking and smelling good. So before we can dive into these yummy peppers, we're gonna add some cheese to the top here. So I'm just gonna kind of put this right on top of each pepper, like so. Maybe a little more. And I'm gonna close the lid back just for a few minutes, just to let that cheese get nice and melted on top there. So let's let that cheese melt a few minutes. All right, so I've let that sit for about 2 minutes. Let's see what we got. Ooh, yes, that looks nice and yummy. So what I am gonna do is I'm gonna take my little silicone mitts here and I'm gonna pull the trivet out with the peppers, and I just have a plate that I'm gonna sit those on. There we go. Wow, look at that. There we go, there's our peppers. Yummy. So I'm just gonna let these sit for just a few minutes to cool a little bit. And what I like to put on mine, I like to put a little dabble of sour cream on mine. Might add a little bit more cheese once we bust them open. But then you can see also you've got all this nice kind of juice that you can also put on it as well. I hope you liked this video on how to make these easy, yummy stuffed peppers in the Instant Pot. Don't forget to check the description box down below for the recipe on how I made the rice in the Instant Pot as well as the peppers. If you decide to try them, come back and let me know how you like them. We really, really like them. They're very, very good and tasty. Make sure if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed and you would like to, hit that red subscribe button. Thank you for watching and subscribing, and until our next video, peace, love, and expediting.
Feed me. Feed me.